Okay, here's my bamboo grove. It's looking pretty doggone healthy. It's been in the ground for a year. I root trimmed the bamboo once at the end of last summer when it started spreading into the trench, but I've only done that once. Now you can see all kinds of new culms coming up. It's April of 2014. They're coming up all over the bed, and they are mostly coming up right around the base of the original plants, not so much away from the plants out in the middle. As you can see here, there are none. And even though there was some root spread that happened at the end of last summer, the new culms are not coming up where those roots spread. They're only coming up at the base of the plants. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was hoping for some in the middle. This is April 10th, 3 days later. As you can see, the culms are much larger. And now there are also some culms coming up in between the plants, which I think is kind of cool. Like right here and here. These weren't coming up 3 days ago, so that's pretty neat that I'm starting to see stuff come up in the middle of the plants. And some of these are getting pretty big, as you can see. Here's one over by the edge. And here's another one by the edge. And then here's another shot of the entire bamboo grove. Okay, now it's April 16th, and you can see the culms are about 3 feet tall. Some a little bit taller, some a little bit shorter. And you can also see that there are culms coming up in between the main plants, which is pretty cool. It still looks like the culms coming up right next to the plants are the strongest ones and the tallest ones. They're a nice pink color, and they're looking very healthy and strong. It's exciting to watch these grow up, and I'm curious to see just how tall they're going to get. Here's the one that's grown up right by the edge. It's now a foot or two tall. And here's one of the ones in between the plants, which is also about a foot or two tall. And then here's just a shot of the whole grove from underneath the canopy. Now it's May 4th, and you can see how these things have taken off. Here's the one in the middle that was about 2 feet tall. Now it's about 5 feet. Here's another one. You can see it's gone all the way to the height of the old plant. So these culms are really going to town. Here's another example of one that's grown to about the height of the original plant. And the color variation on the stems is amazing. I really like the contrast of the new light yellow and the purple compared with the darker yellow of the older stems. It's really beautiful. And another thing I really enjoy is listening to the wind as it blows through the leaves on these plants. It's just a beautiful, soothing sound. So now it is June 2nd, and as you can see, the bamboo grove is much, much thicker than it was before. And a lot of the new culms are taller than the original plants. Now, not all of them grew taller than the original plants, which surprised me a little bit, but they've only been in the ground for 1 year, so maybe that's to be expected. But there are a couple that did grow a good couple feet taller than the original plants. And there's my daughter having a little bit of fun in the grove. And here are a couple more shots of it. Like I said, it's a lot thicker, and it's already providing a much better screen. It'll be really interesting to see what this bamboo hedge does next season.